Hi y'all, welcome to Cutting the Mustard. This is a very special edition show where I'm on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central rather than Thursday at 7 p.m. Central like all my other shows are. And today, I gotta admit, I did not come at my best. I am not at my best. I do have a sinus infection going on. And I'm just trying to figure out what would be comforting, but something that would also be interesting. And I came across this recipe for a Khao Tom Moo Sap. It's a Thai dish. Khao Tom Moo Sap. Khao means rice. Tom means boiled, so that's basically boiled rice. And then moo means pork. Sap is minced. And so essentially we'll be making kind of like a rice porridge kind of thing, but with some pork meatballs. And so I am excited for this. Let's see if I have Mark in here with me. Yes, hello Mark, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey Taylor, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good to see you.
I'm still struggling with this sinus infection of mine, but
I know. I hope you feel better.
wow, man. I feel like so many people I know are dealing with the same thing right now. But like,
Yes, I had one too, so I hear you. Get well.
thank you. So I feel like this is like where everyone is just like, I need something like warm and comforting, but this is also like very herby and very, there's lemongrass in here as well. I'm using fresh lemongrass, but of course, if you have lemongrass paste and that's what you need to use it. Because lemongrass isn't really available to so many. And this is a recipe I've never made before, so I'm kind of winging it. So yeah, y'all, please tap the screens. Let us know if you're here. Tap those screens. I am starting off this dish by making what, now I'm not Thai. I don't know if that's apparent, but I'm not Thai. But from what I've heard, this is essentially like the Thai mirepoix, which mirepoix is in the French cooking, the celery, onion, and carrot, a lot of times in New Orleans cooking as well. But with Thai, it tends to be with white pepper. I only have black pepper. I know I'm ruining it here.
That's close enough.
Yeah. There's just that extra layer of the black on there because black and white peppercorns are the same thing. It's just the black peppercorns have that extra layer of char on the outside, that extra layer of floralness. So it's like, it is a different flavor, but they do work as a substitute.
Welcome in, Callie girl. Welcome in, Meg. Miss So the Cooking Queen. Good to see everybody. There's Birdie. Good to see you, Birdie. Good to see you, Babs. Welcome in, everybody.
So this is Country's time, absolutely, but he had an obligation for his Thursday, and he was trying to swap his shifts. He actually asked me if he could just take the night off, and I'm like, no, you got to swap that shift, honey. And so he went and posted asking to swap the shift. I'm like, wait a minute, my husband's birthday is on Thursday. I think I'd rather be spending time with my husband than doing my own show, so Country will be on Thursday.
That was a good trade, Taylor.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
Yes.
But I feel super weird doing my show during the day. It feels super weird. But this is what I've got going on with my black peppercorn. It should be white. It should be white. By the way, nothing I'm doing is authentic because you've seen how I look. We're also going to throw in some of this clove of garlic. And then I'm also throwing in some cilantro stems. And now a lot of times in Thai cooking, they use the cilantro root. That's not really something that's offered to us in the United States. But yeah.
And, again, Taylor, what are you cooking? You said it's a type of porridge, actually?
So it's kind of like a rice porridge dish. It is Khao Tom Moo Sap. Khao Tom Moo Sap. Now, Khao, it is Khao. And actually, I'm going to join the chat on my own TikTok, so that way I can let y'all know what's going on.
Awesome. Welcome in, everybody. If y'all are just scrolling through, you're watching Food Talk TV, the longest running cooking show on TikTok. You're watching Taylor Rose today. She is taking Kunti's place, who's normally on today. And y'all please show her some love by tapping the screen, sharing the live. We appreciate that. And also throw in some chilies there.
Oh, you know what? May as well. May as well. I don't know who suggested that, but may as well. You know, I do have some Thai chilies, and I was kind of preparing them for the topping. But this is for me and my sinus infection, and Thai chilies go well with sinus infections.
Oh, I was actually telling everybody to give me some chilies for the reward.
Yeah, yes. So I need all the chilies in the world, yes. So I am adding a Thai chili to this.
Well,
But
there you go.
it is garlic, and it is peppercorn, and it is the cilantro stems, and that's what I'm using as my Thai mirepoix, or as the French call it, my three friends.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming in today. You are watching Taylor Rose. She is also the GM of Food Talk TV. And we appreciate her filling in for Kunchi this afternoon.
To be fair, he's filling in for me as well, so that way I can celebrate my husband's birthday. No, what's funny is that like I had a whole different direction of what I wanted to do for this show, because I have these really great key lime cookies that I do, and they're his absolute favorite. And so that's what I was going to do for the show, to present it. And I gave him a shopping list, and I gave him like sporadic things so he wouldn't like see all the ingredients in a row and know that like that's why I was getting him to get all these things. But he came home and he was like, yeah, all the limes look terrible. And I'm like, that takes a damper out of the key lime cookies I was going to make.
Oh, no.
And I'm like so upset with him, and he's like so apologetic, and he's like, I don't know what I can do to fix the situation. I'm like, why am I going to get mad at you for ruining your own birthday?
Exactly. So, and y'all need to check out Ryan also every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central, getting it in with Ryan right here on Food Talk TV.
Oh man, his shows have been so much fun. We decided to try with going a little extra long with his show, and he decided to take it to a whole new level with going too long with his shows.
Hey, it's working, so.
So this is super fragrant. It's a cilantro stems. It is garlic. There are some Thai chilies in here and some peppercorns, and super fragrant in here. And we're just going to set that aside, because now I need some ground pork. And so the reason why I chose this recipe was because I wanted to do ground pork, because I was actually kind of considering grinding pork for y'all like on Showtime, which I've done a couple of times. But then I came across these bratwursts that I have. Hold on. Where are these? Oh no.
Now, Taylor, with this dish, could you interchange your protein?
Oh, absolutely. Of course, in Thai, like if you refer it to chicken instead of moo, it will be called gai, like Gai. But tofu and all sorts of things can also be used.
Excellent. Melissa says hello and she's jealous.
And so I actually have these hot honey bratwursts that need to be used. They need to be used, but I'm doing this, Thai pork dish. What the heck? I've actually already made these with my recipe, so that way I could like taste and see if the flavors work. But with bratwurst, they all are flavored pork sausage inside of casing with their own sort of flavorings, and a lot of them are really strong in like caraway and ginger and the warm spices and stuff. But this is really strong in like hot honey. And so this actually works super well for what I'm doing. But you can absolutely just use ground pork. I'm using what I have.
There you go.
And I'm actually super excited about this one.
That's going to be really good. Delicious. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and tuning into Food Talk TV this afternoon. You are watching Taylor Rose this afternoon on the longest running show, food-wise, on TikTok. So we have creators every day. Taylor usually has her show, and Taylor is the mustard queen, of course, for everybody that doesn't know. That is her moniker on her individual TikTok. Please give her a follow as well. And like I said, we have creators on 7 days a week, multiple times a day.
I know, that's actually me commenting the name of the recipe that I still see in the comment section, the Khao Tom Moo Sap.
Yep, where's our chat? Where are our commenters?
Yeah, because if you're not talking, you're stalking people.
That's right. So, tapping is clapping, everybody. Give Taylor some support and clap for her by tapping the screen. And sharing is caring.
Clap.
Please share the live with all your followers and friends.
Feels so inappropriate. That might be why my... Maybe AI was just like, nope, this looks inappropriate. I wouldn't blame it, because AI is just known for detecting everything.
AI is very oversensitive.
It really is. We should get it a warm blanket. Maybe home to watch. I gotta wash my hands. Tell them about FoodtokTV and stuff, please.
Absolutely. So, if y'all are new to the channel, just scrolling through, you're watching FoodtokTV. We're the longest running food show on TikTok. 4 years now in step counting. We have creators on daily, most cases multiple times a day. Taylor Rose here, the mustard queen, is also the general manager of FoodtokTV. She is what makes this run and supports us so well with all the content you see on here. And tonight, there's also another creator on. Mayumi will be on this evening at 7 p.m. Central. And like I said, we have creators on every day. Taylor is usually on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. But her husband, Ryan, who also has a show Saturday at 10 a.m., his birthday is Thursday. So she's going to have some time off to spend time with him Thursday, which is awesome. Hey, good evening, Kiki, or good afternoon. Good to see you, Kiki. Kiki, she is making, as you can see right above in the comments, Khao Tom Moo Sap. It is a rice porridge, typically with pork, but you're using something a little different.
So yeah, I actually used the innards of some hot honey bratwurst that I had to use. Like, they were on this date, I had to use it. I was actually gonna like grind some pork loin for y'all, but like I need to use these sausages. I did test one of them and it tastes amazing. It tastes amazing. But depending on your bratwurst, like, it might have different flavorings, but a lot of them are heavy in like the ginger and coriander and stuff. Some of them though may be a little heavy on the caraway seed, so it's like, it depends on what it tastes like. But I am gonna have to marinate these, and I'm gonna use some of the paste I just made, or what I call the Thai mirepoix.
And as you said, Taylor, this is a Thai dish, correct?
Yes, this is a Thai dish. We're also going to be using some fish sauce. Not every fish sauce is created equal, so if you have an opportunity to go to your Asian market and like be able to try out a bunch of different fish sauces, Red Boat is also a favorite of mine, but that's in here. But this Vietnamese one is also currently a favorite of mine. So that's what I'm doing. This. So essentially right now, so about 2 tablespoons of this. I'm essentially making these into meatballs. And then about a tablespoon of soy sauce, but I'm using a dark mushroom soy sauce. So like, I'm going to need less of this because this is actually like super concentrated.
I know you mentioned the fish sauce. No, all fish sauces are not the same. Taylor, what should you look for when purchasing one of those?
You know, honestly, it's kind of, you just have to taste and learn and what you like, because there's a reason why there's a huge variety out there. But honestly, if there's something and I don't understand most of the label, that's when I know it's good.
Right, exactly.
Right. It's kind of like whenever I go to Vietnamese restaurants for pho, and I don't understand the menu, and then it requires me to only pay cash, that's when I know that is the best place.
Right.
It really is. So I'm just kind of combining these in here. And actually, one thing I want to do is move my vegetable chopping board away.
We appreciate everybody coming in this afternoon. You're watching the Mustard Queen, Taylor Rose. And she is making Khao Tom Moo Sap today. A Thai dish that is along the lines of rice porridge. And like you said, typically you would make it with pork, but you're using, I guess, kielbasa more or less today.
Pork, but a lot of people will do, minced shrimp, or they will do chicken, or that's when the name of the dish changes. So the moo sap means the minced pork.
Gotcha. Good afternoon, Butterscotch. How you doing? Butterscotch said, hi, Taylor.
Hi there.
And good evening, Kathy Kitchen. Good to see you.
So the Khao Tom is boiled rice. That's essentially what that is. And so this isn't necessarily like a congee dish, like a rice porridge, but it can be made that way. I'm actually using pre-cooked rice. A lot of recipes don't call for pre-cooked rice.
And what particular type of rice are you using today?
I'm using jasmine rice, and I prepared it about an hour ago. Now, there are some people saying that you need to have overnight rice. There are some people saying that you need to have rice made in with the stock so you get all those starches. I decided to split the baby.
Hey, everybody does it their own way. That's what's so awesome about cooking.
Exactly, but it also makes it difficult to recreate authentic recipes, because it's like, I don't know whose family I'm taking this from.
Right.
Y'all, thank you so much for tapping screens. I've been seeing a lot of hearts in there. I appreciate y'all being here.
Absolutely. Let's get up to 5K, everybody.
Thank you. I'm making just little meatballs. You can make bigger meatballs, but I think for this, I just want little baby meatballs, because this is supposed to be comforting.
That's right, Bertie. She said you're making it authentically yours.
There you go.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Yes, everybody remember, tapping is clapping. So please tap the screen to give Taylor some applause and love and support. And please share the live as well. We greatly appreciate that.
Oh my gosh, this is so fragrant of the garlic and the cilantro. I very much so smell it as I'm working with it, because I used a mortar and pestle for it. You can absolutely use a food processor or whatever else you have for it. But this really just releases the oils out as you do it. I highly recommend that method. Highly recommend it.
Hey,
thank you.
All right, good afternoon, Father Pernair. How you doing, Benjamin? Good to see you. Thank you for the gifts. We appreciate that. Thank you for the chilies and the team bracelets. Another awesome TikTok food creator is Father Pernair. Y'all check him out.
And if you give gifts and stuff, if you can just give a little heart me to be part of the team, that really helps. I'm actually going to do that on my own. Send. Okay, and then I'm also going to say hi, so that way y'all know who I am. So that's me, Mustard Queen. If you like mustard and stuff, that's me, right there.
That's right. Any questions about mustard? Taylor is your person.
I'm preparing all sorts of TED Talks, and I don't know if TED Talk will accept me, but I'm going to submit. And I actually am dealing with the worst sinus infection right now. I'm not running faucets like I was the past couple of days. It's kind of my body doesn't have any more liquid to run. But I really wanted something soothing and something that was herbaceous. And so that was what I was going for with this. And so I don't know much about Thai cooking, but for Thai cooking, this is also kind of like a breakfast soup, because they don't really have foods that are only for breakfast, only for lunch, only for dinner, right? But if there is something that is for breakfast, it's this soup.
Yes, and what Taylor's making today is Khao Tom Moo Sap. It is along the lines of a rice porridge, and actually she is using some spicy kielbasa today that she had, so it should be just...
Yeah, it was a hot bratwurst that was gonna go bad if I didn't use it today. But the flavors work so well. The sweet and hot, love it.
That's a great combination.
Mark, you're doing a great job at recapping me.
Oh, thank you, Taylor. Trying to help you out. I know you're not feeling great, and I feel you.
Recap myself.
You're a trooper, though. You're doing awesome.
Thank you for the follow. It's Rita. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for all the new viewers. Please, if you're new to Food Talk TV, please give us a follow. You will not be sorry. We have creators on 7 days a week, multiple times a day in most cases. Taylor's show is usually on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central, but she is swapping this week with Kunchi because her husband Ryan, who has a show on Saturday at 10 a.m., Thursday's his birthday, so they're going to have some fun and celebrate. And hopefully you'll feel better by then.
For his birthday that just like intentionally make him feel old. Like I want to hold no boundaries. I just want to be like, I'm not even sure. It's something where he's like, damn, I am old.
Are you going to make him... Taylor made an awesome cake for her sister who just had a birthday, and you're going to make something along the lines of that for Ryan?
I talked about that earlier because I told Ryan to buy me a bunch of stuff for my show today, and I asked for limes, and he didn't get limes, and it's like, that was essentially what I was going to make him because he's a huge fan of key lime and cheesecake, and I was going to make him a key lime cheesecake. But anyway, my sister's cake, if you want to look up my Instagram, Ketchup is Garbage, I just posted it. But it's a Sabrina Carpenter inspired cake. And it was inspired from like where she was like sawed in half on her music. Yeah, I'm totally going to lose numbers because of that, because this app is not like that. But I'm so proud of the cake. It is very much so representative of that. I lost frosting in the middle of it, so I created a stencil and like pressed down some sprinkles on there, and it just looks like a ridiculous list. It looks like someone else made it that wasn't me.
It's really cool looking. Y'all need to go check that out.
Yeah, I'm so proud of it.
And remember as well, if any Food Talk TV live shows you might have overlooked or missed, you can always go on a day or two later onto YouTube, catch those shows in their entirety. If you missed part of it, you can go review what you didn't see, or if you want to check out the recipe again, just to review, you can do that.
I'm going to refrigerate these 10-30 minutes.
Remember, too, speaking of recipes, all the recipes that are done on the Food Talk TV Lives are on the website, FoodtokTV.com. You can also check out bios of all the live creators that make wonderful dishes, and also get a schedule of all the shows that are on weekly.
Oh.
Thank you, Meg. Appreciate the gifts. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for the gifts. The gifts help Food Talk TV do what we're doing today, put out this awesome content.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to move over to my Dutch oven because I need to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to let this get heated on over here. We're changing things. Sorry. Because a common topping on top of this soup is going to be the fried shallots. And so we got to get working on the fried shallots. So I am going to heat up some oil, whatever neutral oil you have. I have some canola oil here, about a half cup or so.
Thank you, everybody, for the likes. We're almost at 5K. Let's keep it going. I saw Paige Dearborn tapping. She was in our show last night with Melissa, the Spices, right? keeping tabs on the likes. So let's
Thank
go,
you.
everybody.
All right, getting the skins off of these because what I'm looking for the shallots is going to be thin slivers, but not too thin. Basically, my go-to, I'm using a mandolin so that way I can keep everything at the same, range, but I want it to be about 2 credit cards thick.
Thank you, Meg, for the chilies, and thank you for the follow. We appreciate that so much.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Y'all, I'm usually on at Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. I'm trying something new here. And y'all, I'm not used to the daylight. I feel like I should go back in my dark hiding spot. That is my 7 p.m.s on Thursday. But we have Kunchi. He'll be on at 3:30 on Thursday. So he's just throwing us all the way off.
And please check out not only Mushroom Queen here, Taylor, Kunchi, and all the creators. We had our show last night. Melissa made a soup as well, that was delicious.
Oh man, I was sitting there watching that with my sinus infection. I'm like, I need some of it. I need it. Like, why are you in Texas?
It is really good. We'll be having the rest of that tonight.
Where is everyone else from? Because you're in Texas, I'm in Nashville. Let's let everyone tell us where you're from. Because I also want to know if y'all are dealing with the same sinus issues.
I know I have been the last week.
Yeah. So I think I'm just going to go with the 30. Thank you for the chilies. Yes. Y'all are so kind. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Kiki. We know Kiki is in Lubbock. Are y'all fighting with a lot of allergy stuff up there, Kiki? Us and Kiki go way back. And Paige is in Louisiana. Oh, yeah, that's true, Paige. Y'all have a tropical storm coming. I hope it doesn't.
Right.
Hey, Maria, how are you? Good afternoon. How you doing? Good to see you, Maria.
So I am letting my oil come up to a good temp to heat up, and I'm going to use my mandolin. I strongly encourage whenever you use a mandolin to either use a cutting glove or use a fork at the end, because it's so easy to get lackadaisical and forget what you're doing and then continue on with your fingers once the shallot is done.
And what the Mustard Queen is making today is Khao Tom Moo Sap. Is that correct? Did I say it correct?
Khao Tom Moo Sap.
Moo
Sap.
Sap.
Khao means rice. The Tom, it's often spelled D-T-O-M, but for American speakers, it's often T-O-M, and that means boiled. So boiled rice. And then moo means pork. And then the sap is spelled S-A-A-P. And then that just means it's minced. But we are making kind of pork meatballs in a Thai soup.
Going to be delicious. Good evening, Diana. How are you? Good to see you. Kiki was asking, are you saying cow tongue?
No, I'm not saying cow tongue. The Khao Tom Moo Sap. Khao Tom Moo Sap. I'm not a Thai speaking person, so I understand that there may be more to the upraising and downraising of pronouncing that.
And the cow is K-H-A-O, correct?
Yes, correct. Absolutely.
I'm doing better, Diana. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. Taylor, however, is fighting a little issue now.
So while this oil is heating up, I'm going to add some salt.
Taylor, is the recipe on the FoodtokTV.com website yet?
Not yet, but actually I keep referring to it because I have it in drafts. So basically after I'm done, I'm going to go back and re-edit it. Because I'm just making this for the first time. I took a bunch of authentic recipes and I'm just kind of trying to make them my own. And so once I have something for you, I'll show it.
Yeah, any of the dishes that you see, Kiki and everybody else, are always posted on the FoodtokTV.com website. You can go in there, and they're usually that same day or the following day afterwards. So anything you see that is made on any of the Food Talk TV lives will be on the website posted.
So let's see.
Thank you, everybody, for coming into Food Talk TV this afternoon. If you're just scrolling through, you're watching the longest food cooking show on TikTok. 4 years and counting, and we have creators on daily, multiple times a day in most cases.
So I am working with some lemongrass today, and this is actually kind of what kind of intrigued me about the recipe, was that it wasn't just like a chicken noodle soup kind of thing, because typically with, you know, when you're not feeling good, you go for a chicken noodle soup. The lemongrass is what I thought about. Woo. And discard those. And then we're going to also discard this toughy leafy part. You can throw these in a stock bag. You can do whatever you want.
What kind of a taste does lemongrass have?
Honestly, exactly how it sounds. Very, very lemony. There is that grassy herbalness to it, but yeah, no, very much so exactly how it sounds.
And is the texture kind of looks just, I haven't had it before, but it kind of looks like a celery type texture. Is that?
Yeah, so kind of. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and dig deeper into this because I took off some of the harder outer shells. And what I'm planning to do with this when I'm done with it is to just wrap them all up and like put them in there because I'm going to fish them out because I'm just doing this for fragrance. There is a way that you can, here, I'm actually going to sacrifice this part so I can show you the inside of it. Because once you get in there and you can like actually see parts that you can like indent with your finger, like that is lemongrass you can actually pull out and like saute with your dish. And like that be like diced parts that you would do with like garlic and stuff like that. Now the way I'm doing it is I'm using this as an aromatic. So it's just going to hang out in there. I'm going to fish it out later. But if you're doing this, you can fish this out. But you can also keep these for stocks. One thing that Ryan did on his show this past weekend was he threw these in with the coals for grilling. So like as it came up. But you know, most normal sane people buy lemongrass paste from the store. And that's acceptable.
Yes, Dian Singh also mentioned, which I have heard of, you can make tea with it, lemongrass tea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what I'm doing here, I'm using the dull part of my knife and I'm just making it flavorful. Be flavorful.
Hey, good afternoon, 42 Rachel. Good to see you. She said, hi, Taylor.
Hi
And
there.
thank you for the gift, Rachel. Appreciate that.
I'm just going in with the dull part of my knife because this is making it.
Rachel actually had a good question. How do they make lemongrass essential oil?
I'm sure that like along with all sorts of other essential oils, they do some sort of like cold press method. That's typically what's done with essential oils. They do a cold press method, or they might like and make sure that they evaporate all the water out. I'm not quite sure. I've never made essential oil, but yeah, I don't have any sort of thing. So I'm just going to throw these into everything.
Thank you, Paige, for mentioning that. Over 5K likes now. Let's keep it going. Shoot for 10. Tapping and clapping, everybody. Give Taylor some support and applause. And please keep tapping for her. And please, if y'all would share the live, we greatly appreciate that. So we can get this pushed out to more people.
So I got my lemongrass prepared, and I am going to fry my shallots. And so my shallot oil, if we can get it a little hotter. I thought it was hotter, not the way it was, the way it was spurting. If there's any sort of drop of moisture, or if there's like any moisture left in the pan or whatever, it's going to spurt out that water. This may be what's happening. But what I'm going to do is, so I have my shallots from when I cut them. And I'm going to get a paper towel. And I'm going to soak up that moisture.
Rachel said she loves the smell of lemongrass.
Here it's going to be. That's why I added the salt to these while I let them sit. And so I'm just going to throw in a random one. And we'll see how it goes. Once I start seeing like this guy's starting to simmer. Here, I gotta show y'all what's happening. Okay, so you start seeing like it's bubbling a lot. It's expelling a lot. It is wanting to get rid of the moisture. It is wanting to expel a lot. And so we're going to go ahead and toss the rest of this in there. And we want a lot of bubbles here. We want a lot of bubbles here. But once it starts to not have so many bubbles, even though it may not look crispy, that's when we know it's like run out of moisture to do this.
I am, Rachel. Thank you very much. Hey, Kingsley Y, how are you?
Kingsley Y, hello. Welcome in.
Yes, Kingsley Y. Kingsley Y said, Mark, Taylor. Yes, Taylor actually swapped with Coochie this week, Kingsley Y. If you were expecting to see him, he'll be on Thursday afternoon at 3:30 Central. Taylor is swapping with him this week. Her husband Ryan's birthday is Thursday, so she's going to celebrate with him. So that's why you're seeing the Mustard Queen today.
Right. And, you know, Mark was just kind of like, when else am I going to get to be in your box?
Exactly.
Because usually Ryan films me, and he's been getting better. For sure.
Well, it is a privilege and a pleasure to be here with you, Taylor.
I do appreciate you joining me today. I do have this fine mesh strainer and a heat-safe bowl on standby. Because as soon as I start seeing these bubbles like not being so interactive and they look slightly golden, that's when I'm going to move them.
Thank you, everybody, for coming in today to Food Talk TV. Please, if you're new to the channel, please give us a follow. You would be very happy you did. We have awesome food creators on every day of the week, every day of the year for that matter. And Mustard Queen here, Taylor, is usually on Thursday evenings at 7. But this week, her and Coochie, another creator, did a switcheroo. And she's also the general manager of Food Talk TV. So she's responsible for getting this awesome content out there.
Yeah, the wrapped oil means that there's still some liquid in there.
Hey, good afternoon, and respectfully, Rosie, thank you for the gift.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. I love fried shallots. I love doing these fried shallots, and then I'll sometimes do like with garlic and chilies and stuff for my own like chili oil kind of situation. Always so good. It's so easy to make your own chili oil at home. But I'm just doing like the crispy shallot, like the crispy fried onions that you often buy for the green bean casserole. That's essentially what I'm making.
Kingsley, why? This is a Khao Tom Moo Sap. It is, Taylor can explain it better. It's like a rice porridge.
Yeah, it's a rice dish, and it's not always like a congee rice. Like some people serve it as a congee rice, and that's totally fine. But it's essentially like a boiled rice dish, and we're doing some pork meatballs with there. And we do have some pork meatballs settling in the fridge. I'll pull them out just to show before putting them back in. But these are the pork meatballs I got going on. I actually took the pork out of some bratwursts and mixed them with some of the cilantro stems and garlic and peppercorn and fish sauce to do this.
Those look fantastic, Taylor, those meatballs.
Oh, yeah. And I did actually test this recipe. I had 5 brats to start the day with. And I took one of the brats today because I was wondering if I should sear the meatballs first or if I should just drop them in the soup. And, when you sear the meatballs, you do get more flavor. You absolutely do get more flavor when you sear the meatball soup. Sear the meatballs first and then add them to the soup. But they're so much tougher. Like when you just drop the meatballs into the soup, it's just like a soft, meaty, pillowy blanket. And so that's almost worth giving up that flavor you get by searing.
So you kind of have to pick your poison, huh, in that case?
Right. You can absolutely sear it if you want. But also that requires another dish and stuff. And like, why?
Right. Kiki, Melissa's actually currently working right now, so doing her nursing. And yes, she did cook last night on our show, The Spice is Right. She made
yes, I'm borrowing Melissa's husband today.
I'm sorry, Taylor?
Oh, I said I'm borrowing Melissa's husband today.
No, quite all right. Hey, Kaz. Good afternoon. I hope you're feeling better, Kaz.
In the house. So I'm looking for with these fried shallots. It's about 3 to 5 minutes. We're wanting the bubbles to slow down. And as soon as they slow down, then we can get going with everything else. But this isn't something I want to take my eyes off. This isn't something I want to cook while simultaneously doing something else, because the second I look away, they're burnt.
Well, Kiki, I know you said you missed last night. Good news. Remember, you can go on YouTube the next day or a couple of days. Taylor usually has the videos posted on YouTube the next day or
I should have it up by the end of the night. I've been pretty well kept up with this. I should have your YouTube posted by the end of the day.
Perfect. So you can watch that show as well as all the other previous shows on YouTube. Hey, Kaz, good afternoon. Hope you're feeling better. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Staying alive, staying alive. Yeah, no, normally I wouldn't be so focused on these shallots for a live, but, we gotta watch them. As soon as I turn away, as soon as I start doing something else, that's when they're gonna burn.
Did they have a fine line, Taylor, as far as burning versus not burning?
It's very much so like an avocado. Like how you have like a little bit of time where it's ripe. This is kind of like frying shallots here.
Gotcha. And for those of you who've just come in, Taylor is making a Khao Tom Moo Sap. It is a rice porridge, and she has some bratwurst that she has made into meatballs and is going to be served with that.
And I'm going to go ahead and say hello again in the chat so y'all know who I am. This is in oil right now. This is a canola oil that they are frying in. And the temperature, normally I would like to just do these at 300, but they're at 220 because that's what I could get at the oil right now. But like it's oiling, it's frying, it's doing its thing, it's fine.
Oh, thank you, Cass, for those kind words. Appreciate that. Glad to hear you have your voice back almost.
So it's not cow tongue. It is Khao Tom Moo Sap. And I will type this in there as well.
Yeah, I know we've already had a couple of people ask that when they hear the cow tongue.
So cow tom in Thai, so the cow means rice, tom means boiled. And it's actually usually spelled DTOM, but it's like boiled rice. And then moo means pork, which is weird because like moo is cow, you know? And then sop means minced. And so you can make this exact same recipe with chicken, but instead of the moo, it would be called gai, the GAI. And you can do this with all sorts of different proteins and stuff too.
The moo is easy to remember for it being pork.
How is that easy to remember for it being pork?
Well, you know, you got moo, cow, pork. I don't know. For me, I don't know.
So maybe. This reminds me, so I was actually a server bartender for a popular chain for quite some time. And there was this dish that we would always have that would be like a lamb dish that would come out every single year. And it was like very seasonal. And there was one time someone came in and they were like, hey, so is your lamb considered pork or beef? And I'm just like, neither, it is lamb. And she just goes, no, I know that it's not considered those, but if you were to classify it as one of those things, would it be pork or beef? And I'm just like, it's not either of those. And we just kind of had this back and forth. And the final thing I basically said to this lady was, it goes ba, it does not go moo or oink.
Yeah, Melissa heard me say it, and she said, well, it should be oink instead of moo. So you're welcome, Kaz. Absolutely my pleasure.
Create the Thai language here.
So, yeah,
but
Kiki didn't realize that you were the mustard queen. Absolutely.
Yes, I am the mustard queen. Hi, it's me. Hi, I'm the mustard queen. I'm here on Food Talk TV. I'm actually the general manager of Food Talk TV. So be sure you're giving us a follow because we do live cooking content every single day, multiple times a day, oftentimes. I will say hello again.
Yes, please give Mustard Queen a follow. Absolutely, on her individual channel. Lady said nothing surprises her anymore.
Right.
Yes, and Taylor has just commented again down there, so yeah, please give her a follow. She has great content in addition to her lives.
I like to think my content's good. It's been few and far in between so far, but like every time I make content, it is extremely quality. It is not like, oh, I'm just throwing content out in the universe because I have to.
Hey, quality over quantity is always a better thing for sure.
For sure.
And remember, if y'all are just scrolling through, if you've just run across the channel, you're watching Food Talk TV. We're the longest running food show on TikTok, 4 years and running. We are on every single day of the year, multiple times a day. In most cases, tonight there is another show. Mayumi will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central, cooking up wonderful dishes as she always does. And then day after day, you have awesome followers.
So while Mark, the man of all lives, I love that.
I know, Kaz. At least I'm glad that the gravy on a stick has been fulfilled. And
I did do gravy on a stick. I did that just for y'all. Just for y'all. I was just like, I'm making it happen. Like,
yes, we had a tremendous theme last week, which Taylor came up with for us all. It was food on a stick, and you all need to go back and watch some of the creations on the YouTube videos. There were some just tremendous creations last week of food on a stick. It was amazing.
Melissa said I was the winner.
She heard you. She goes, you were. Yeah, what you did, Taylor, was incredible.
I've
Everybody
been meaning
was,
to put together a post to show everyone like the different things that we did. And so while I am also looking for these shallots to like have less of a output, I'm also seeing a bunch of golden brown in them. And they're not going to be crispy right away. I'm going to want to separate them. So I'm going to go do that. So I'm going to want to separate them. Because once they separate from the oil, that's when they'll crisp up. Woo.
everybody, please keep tapping the screen. Tapping is clapping, everybody. Give Taylor some applause and tap that screen. Remember also to share the live with all your friends and followers.
And so like just being set on the side, these are going to crisp up. And then we have all this like flavored shallot oil. Which this pot is actually already pretty hot. Wow, I am already running low on time. I thought I was doing a quick dish today. But I'm not. A little bit of that chili, or that little shallot oil that I made.
It's amazing how time flies on these shows.
Y'all, we are out of yogurt. I put yogurt on our shopping list as soon as that ended.
Oh no. You eating some of those chili peppers, Taylor, so that'll hopefully open you up.
Oh man, I am not opened up enough, I'll be honest.
So Cass said, Taylor, quick.
Taylor, quick, what? No. So some of that shallot oil is already in here with some of this. I'm gonna refer to my document that I have over here.
Thank you, everybody, for coming in this afternoon, spending time with us here on Food Talk TV. We appreciate y'all's presence very much. Thank you for coming in. If you're new to the channel, please give us a follow.
So this is the other half of my quote-unquote Thai mirepoix, which was the peppercorn, the cilantro stem, and garlic. And I'm going to let that saute in there as well. I also added some Thai chili in there because everyone's like, no chilies. And I'm like, I can handle chilies. I can handle it.
Thank you, Kaz, for the chili. Speaking of chilies, Kaz is raining chilies on you, Taylor.
Make it rain on chilies.
Mm-hmm. Well, Melissa wanted me to interject, Taylor. She said you could use sour cream.
Oh, I'm doing that. What else was I doing?
Hey, Jeanette, how are you? Good to see you, Jeanette. Another awesome Food Talk TV mod. Good to see you, Jeanette.
So in my recipe I am writing for ginger, to use ginger, but galangal is something that we got from our market that is similar to ginger. It's like a woody ginger. Has a very different, distinct taste, and it's not something you find in regular grocery stores. Woo!
Now, thank y'all for hitting the live goal. We appreciate that.
Woo! I'm taking that off the heat because it got super spicy super quick. Want to fight me? I'll fight you back. But y'all, this is the Khao Tom Moo Sap that I'm making because I was looking at recipes that used pork that were kind of like soupy, and this is very much so a Thai comfort dish. It is a Thai comfort dish, and now if you are not comforted by spice, you can absolutely leave some of that out. And there are a lot of ways you can make this a lot easier to prep than what I just did. But you know me, I like doing things the long way.
Thank you, Rachel and Kaz, for helping us finish that goal up.
Oh, shoot. It's already finished?
Yes. Kaz and Rachel just took us out. So thank you all for contributing to that very much. So, yes.
That's had some homemade chicken stock I made. My chicken stock is not very clear. You can absolutely like clear it out as you're making it, but I'm also looking at ways to like clear it out otherwise. And I saw people beating egg whites with like onion, like minced onion, and then adding it to it and like letting it cool down and then like spoon it out, and that clarified it. So I want to try that out. But right now I have really thick chicken stock, and you know, honestly, the thick chicken stock, it's an appearance thing. It's not a flavor thing.
Rachel, the proceeds from the gifts go directly to Food Talk TV. That's what allows Food Talk TV to do what we do every day, bring this awesome creator content to everybody. So, and the gifts are highly, greatly appreciated.
All right. I do want to bring that up. I do have my, they're already getting pretty crispy here. And then we're going to store this separately. As soon as this comes to room temperature, it needs to go in the fridge immediately. All right. And so for my Thai chilies, they're also convoluted with my garlic that I was possibly using. But if you were with us on Saturday on Getting It In with Ryan, we ate these, and these have a Scoville unit in between jalapeno and habanero. They're hot. They're hot. I cried on live because I promised y'all after I had a certain amount of these liking them.
No, Taylor, just a reminder, if you get a chance to reset the goal, please.
Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because I am waiting for this stock to come up to a simmer. More chilies, why not?
So you bit the bullet Saturday and ate some of those on live, huh?
Oh, yeah. I was actually really concerned about the next day, but the next day we both got hit with the sinus infection. So we were just like, we want everything to come out.
Exactly. Also, Ryan's gotten one too.
It was convenient. It was a convenient mouth burning.
Exactly.
But like the galangal that we're using, this is very similar to ginger, but it's like a woody ginger, and that's what we're using here. So absolutely just use ginger if that's what you got. But like these outer parts of the lemongrass, Ryan just used those to chuck them into the grill to just kind of get the lemongrass smell from these. And we can actually add these just to a freezer bag, and so we can make our own stock for these. Brand Diego, thank you. And every single time I try and make a heart, it looks like a peanut. I'm sorry.
That works. Hey, Pam, good afternoon. Good to see you. Good to see you, Fran. Yes,
I'm really struggling with a sinus infection right now. But I wanted something comforting, and I wanted to do my show, which I swapped with Kunchi. So hopefully I don't have this by Thursday.
Yes, and for those of you that came in today thinking Kunchi was going to be on, he will be on Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Central.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So we do have the meatballs as well, because I'm going to be garnishing with that. Oh, what else do I want to garnish with? Oh, I think I want some cilantro. This is some cilantro that I have.
Can't go wrong ever with cilantro.
I love cilantro. I'm so sorry if you're a soapy taste buds person.
I know. Jeanette said she hoped you get the feeling better.
Do
Absolutely. I? Jeanette said she hoped you get the feeling better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. The fact I'm up and going means I'm okay.
And thank you, Rachel, for the additional chilies. Appreciate that.
So for a garnish, I have some Thai chilies. I have this. Then I also have some of the shallot oil and the fried shallots that we did. Because these are way crispier now that they're out of the oil. You just got to take them out quicker than you think they do. And you got to shake them. But the oil that we cooked them in is shallot oil. Shallot beans, shallot beans.
Yeah, the dish Taylor is making today is Khao Tom Moo Sap. Is a Thai rice porridge type of dish. And she has some meatballs that she has worked on and going to be getting those up soon, I believe.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead. So a lot of people will make this dish with the rice raw and like we'll let the rice cook in there to the point to where like the rice grain just like kind of breaks apart and it's very much so rice porridge. That's fine, you do you. I saw this method of it multiple times. And it's like where if you do cook it a long time, yeah, the rice starts to break apart, but yeah, not as much. So we did about 2 cups to this with 6 cups of the chicken stock that I made from scratch.
Yeah, and Taylor had mentioned earlier this is jasmine rice that she's using for this dish today.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all over here because I'm going to bring this not to a boil, but a bit of a simmer. A little bit of a simmer. We want it to be a little bit of a simmer. And my reason for that is I don't want, in my personal opinion, whenever meat goes into boiling liquid, it will cook, but it will make it tough. We want it to be simmering. We want it to be hot. We want it to be enjoyable. So honestly, at this point, it's kind of perfect for me to just kind of like dip it in here.
Yep, Pam said her favorite is jasmine, and Rachel said that's the best rice ever. I agree with you. I love it.
And we have these thick rice, or thick lemongrass sticks, which honestly might be enough. Let me taste and see if the lemongrass flavor came out. Because it might be easier if I take the lemongrass out of the way. No, I want the lemongrass in there.
And for the people that came in a little bit later, Taylor, what did you make your meatballs with again? What type of meat?
Okay, so this is supposed to be made with a ground pork, but I had some pork bratwursts that were hot honey that were inside my fridge that I absolutely had to make. So I took them out of the skewers and then I added some soy sauce, some fish sauce, I made a Thai mirepoix, which is essentially peppercorn, white peppercorn, garlic, and cilantro stems, and then put them into these little balls like that.
Yeah, it's going to be great with the bratwurst. I think that's going to be a awesome combination of flavor.
Bratwurst, I think, would work with this, but I feel like this could be a dish where you could accommodate with different flavors of bratwurst. Like you could do like a pickle soup with this, but like, you know, do actual bratwurst or something. I'm just trying to go with the Thai here. But we only need a few minutes with these. And I don't want it boiling because when it boils, it's gonna mess up the meat. You know, like it's just gonna like bully the meat into being something it's not. That's what happens when you boil meat. We don't want to boil meat. We're not bullies here.
Thank you, everybody, for all the likes you've given us today. We're almost at 10K. Y'all please keep tapping. Remember, tapping is clapping. And sharing is caring. So y'all please share the live also with all your friends and fellow followers. We appreciate y'all helping us get this pushed out there to everybody. So all out there can enjoy this awesome content with the Mustard Queen this afternoon. And please give Taylor, the Mustard Queen, a follow if you're not following her individual TikTok. And as she just put her TikTok up there in the comments.
5 minutes, so I'm gonna do a 4-minute timer. My sister has been meaning to bring me an Alexa so I can just scream at an Alexa to tell it a time.
Yeah, it gets tricky though when we have like an Alexa on our TV and then an Alexa Echo. It's like one doesn't know to talk to the other and vice versa, and it gets confusing. So I would suggest one is plenty.
You know what? I'm just gonna add the recipes to it. I'm not even gonna space them. Because, I mean, it's essentially just all served as a soup. Now, a lot of times this soup recipe is made with just like using the ground pork and sauteing it at the bottom and then grinding everything with it. But as I said, I think boiling meat just makes it tough. Like, it does add the flavor to it, but it makes it tough.
Yes, sir. And for any of you that did come in a little bit later today, remember you can, within the next day or two, catch the entirety or a portion that you missed of this on YouTube. You can also get the recipe, which should be available on the FoodtokTV website by tomorrow, as well as all the recipes that you've seen from the creators will be on there.
I'm trying a thing while we got time. Oh, that's rice. Dang it. That's not what I wanted. There we go.
Hope everybody is having a nice Tuesday, good start to the week, and enjoying some of this little cooler weather that some parts of the country are getting.
Oh, yeah, you're in Texas, though. You don't really get that.
Yeah, we are not getting any much cooler weather yet, a little bit at night, but I know some of the areas are enjoying a little bit cooler weather and make the most of it. Fall is hopefully here soon for everybody. And if y'all are just scrolling through and not familiar with our channel, we're FoodtokTV, longest running food show on TikTok. And thank you, everybody, for 10,000 likes. We appreciate that. Please keep tapping. We're in the low 90s today, King ZY.
Are you talking about my numbers?
No. The temperature.
Oh, the temperature. I was just joking. I figured.
Well, y'all are having some nice cool weather places. Rachel, 46 there tonight. I would love that.
So I'm doing some Thai chili and a little bit of this is some Japanese cooking sake for that.
Good afternoon, Ruby. How you doing? 470 Yugos. How are you? Good to see you, Ruby. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the rose. Wow, 56 there this morning, Jeanette. Sounds awesome to me.
So a lot of times people do cook this recipe from raw, like with raw rice, and like to where if you're using raw rice for this, you're going to have a lot more of that starchy and it is going to be more of a porridge. I use pre-cooked rice because like when it comes to Thai, like once it becomes more of like once it becomes more of a congee, more of a rice porridge, that's when it becomes something different. It is Jok, J-O-K. Which we're not doing here.
Hey, good afternoon, Kyle. How are you? Good to see you, Kyle. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, everybody, for being here this afternoon with the Mustard Queen. And she's making a Khao Tom Moo Sap. It is a Thai dish. It's along the lines of a rice porridge. And she's actually using some bratwurst.
Some cooking sake, some brown sugar, and I'm adding some of the soup in here just to dissolve. that in there just to dissolve that sugar.
Good afternoon, Jay Woo. How are you this afternoon? Thank you for coming in. Yes, Taylor just put in some bratwurst meatballs into the
Isn't that
Khao
nuts?
Tom Moo Sap.
Bratwurst. But I have some Thai chilies, and I'm gonna do. Sorry, I'm gonna.
And this is the Mustard Queen Taylor Rose you're watching this afternoon here on Food Talk TV. She is typically on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., but she is taking Kunchi's place today, and Kunchi's going to take hers on Thursday because her husband Ryan is going to be celebrating his birthday that day, and Ryan also has a show Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Getting in with Ryan here on Food Talk TV.
So to this, there's the fresh dried chilies, and then these are the Korean dried chilies that are used for gochujang. This is called gochujaru.
Now, how do those compare, Taylor, to the other chilies you use as far as heat?
Oh, that's way more mild. The dried ones I just used are way more mild.
Okay.
More so around the jalapeno line, if anything. Maybe a little less. But with gochujang, it's not super hot, but there is some heat. But with this, I also have that gochujang, some garlic, and some Thai chilies. And then this is some of the shallot oil that I have heating from earlier.
She's doing good, Ruby. Thank you. Melissa's working. Hey, speaking of Melissa, there is Melissa Hollywood. Good afternoon, Melissa Hollywood. Another one of the Food Talk TV Awesome Mods. Thank you, everybody, for being here this afternoon, watching the Mustard Queen, Taylor Rose, make her Khao Tom Moo Sap.
So it's not cow tongue, and it does sound like that whenever we say it. It's not
Right.
cow. It is CHAO, and then Tom, and then Moo Sap. I will go ahead and type this for you. There we go. But I think I am ready to plate my things. Because I'm going to actually go ahead and get rid of my lemongrass. Oh, what do I get
No,
rid of?
Jeanette. No, Jeanette, no cow tongue. So the meatballs she actually is using today are bratwurst.
Yeah, it was like a hot honey bratwurst because this is a ground pork recipe, but I had some bratwurst that needed to be used and they were hot honey, and it worked out amazingly well.
Yeah, the flavor of the hot honey is going to be wonderful, I would think.
It smells amazing. This is probably one of my favorite things I've ever made on this page. I'm not even joking. Now, a lot of people will make this separately, like with the chicken congee and then, or with the rice congee, and then they'll like cook the meatballs separately. But I love this as more of a one pot dish for sure.
I would certainly think the flavors would meld better doing it like you did it today, correct?
Yeah, I looked up so many different recipes of how different people were doing it. I did not take anything from anyone verbatim. I was just like, this is my take.
There you go.
So some cilantro leaves.
Make it yours, Taylor.
Some of the Thai chilies over the top. That will help with my sinus as well. And then we do have some of this chili vinegar that I can add to it as I please. And I also have some of this chili oil that I just made with the shallot oil that we just made. And then
There you go. Jay Wu said meatballs and rice soup. What's not to like?
Right? These are my cooking chopsticks only because, like, they're burnt.
Are you good with chopsticks?
I feel like I am. But, like, I only got good because, like, before I met my husband, the guy I dated before my husband, he took me to a hibachi restaurant and, like, I struggled with the chopsticks and he, like, berated me in front of everyone. And so I learned how to do chopsticks, like, not for him, but in spite of him.
There you go. When I try to use them, I have to use the cheaters.
Right. But actually, I want to pour a little bit of the sauce over the top. Because, dude, this chili oil.
Jeanette said, ooh, the crunch. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's awesome.
So even though I am chopsticks, I do have my chopsticks here. I also am a huge fan of using these spoons when it comes to these things. And because it's rice, I'm even more okay with using the fork in these things. And so we are going to try some of this. Oh.
Yeah, we have some of those spoons too, and they are awesome to eat with the soups.
This is a cure for a sinus infection right here. This is the cure. Like, in case you're wondering, like, I know there's no, like, established cures. This is it.
Yeah, I can imagine with all those spices and the heat from the soup, I can imagine that hits the spot.
And all the lemongrass that I had soaking in with there as well. The lemongrass really made it. And then I have these, like, crunchy fried onions as well. And then I also have that shallot oil left over too. I'm just so happy.
Awesome.
I've just been so miserable with this, you know, staff infection, but I'm just so happy right now. I'm going to turn off that heat, let that soak so that way I can have more later. But y'all, these meatballs were everything. And these meatballs, like, they call for ground sausage, but I either had pork loin that I was going to have to grind in front of you, but I also had these brats that had to be used today that were a hot honey brat. And so I just basically took the casing off and tossed with some soy sauce, some fish sauce, some garlic. I made the Thai Trinity, which is cilantro stems, garlic, and peppercorn. And I did that to make all of this into a flavor. And so this is a labor of love. And there's a lot of ways I could have, like, taken more shortcuts. And there are people that won't actually cook the rice beforehand. I did cook the rice beforehand. You can actually cook the rice in the pot during it, but it does get starchier and thicker of a soup. But it just makes a different product. So good. I am going to be working my recipe. I'm going to be posting this in like an hour or two.
Yeah, that's going to be a very nice comfort food for you and Ryan today for sure.
I don't know if Ryan's getting any of this.
It may be gone by the time he gets home, huh?
I'll be like, I'm starving. I've been eating all day. I'm sick.
Yeah, Jeanette said, get you a comfy blanket and socks and curl up on the sofa with your soup.
But I'm typing the name of the recipe one more time. Here we go. And then the cow means rice. The dom means boiled. And then, so it's boiled rice. There's all sorts of different dishes with like chicken and shrimp and tofu and stuff like that, where they start it with Khao Tom. This is a Thai recipe. And then Moo Sap. The moo means pork, which is weird because that's not what porks do. And then sap means mince.
Thank you, Ruby, for the heart me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that is the name of that recipe. I will be posting this recipe because I'm a huge fan, and this is exactly what I wanted when I was searching what the heck is going to comfort me today, because I'm sinus, and I'm just so grateful I just haven't been like running this entire time. I know, way to make me look attractive on my show, right? But yeah, I think I'm gonna this chilled. This is gonna be good. I can actually let this go to room temperature and store it in my fridge and let it chill. My main thing is I didn't want it to be aggressively boiling when I put in the meatballs, because I have a thing with, you know, boiling meat, because once you add aggressive temperature to meat, like liquid and boiling, like that's how you get dry chicken and chicken noodle soup by the can. You know,
That's a good tip. Good tip.
So we try to leave it like at a poachable temperature. So that's one thing I do want to stand. If your rice is cooked more, because my grains are pretty separate here, if you make it thicker and more of a porridge thing, that's absolutely okay too. That's definitely more of the Thai congee. But this isn't a Thai congee dish. Would be like JOK. That's what they call it, jok. But yeah, I think I've done all I can do here, man.
Yep. Rachel said, nicely done, Taylor. And Jay Woo said, well done. I agree.
I am so excited. I got to make another bowl to photograph. But I'm definitely eating this entire one.
Looks so good.
Thank you so much, Mark, for being here with me today.
Oh, of course, my pleasure, Taylor. Anytime. Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, y'all. I'm going to sign off. Happy mustarding.